The other day I did a video on the trials and tribulations of finding out railways. Well, if you think railways are difficult, canals are something else. Come with me and take a look at this. Starting here, this is on the B4214 out of Ledbury going north. Take your life in your hands on this bit. And look out for the signposts. But before we take that, apparently if we look at this house on the right, it was the wharfinger's house. Which means of course there was a wharf here somewhere then. And that apparently is the old canal. Right, let's get this done. And here is your canal. You think railways are hard? We're on the towpath. That's the canal. Becomes a bit more distinct farther on, no doubt. I'll leave the towpath here. Cross the line of the canal. Into an orchard. It's looking very pretty this time of year. Probably just missed the best of it. This now becomes the line of the canal. It's been left as a track, no doubt to satisfy the people that say they're going to rebuild the canal. But that doesn't look very canal-like, does it? Now, if this were a railway, there'd be fence posts in there, quartered, sleepered or concrete. It's been a canal. There's nothing. We've got to hope that's the track up there. If it is, the canal's got a bend in it. The ground rises to our left, so that won't be it. It also rises slightly to our right, so yeah, I think it's a fair chance we are still on the canal. Truly spectacular. And that certainly wasn't in the forecast. A light shower hopefully. This path grinds to a halt just of here, which could be the canal. There's supposed to be a stile. And indeed there is. Always helpful. Excellent. Our canal now has water in it. One thing about canals. Quite a pleasant spot. And the footpath, which is the towpath, beckons us on. A couple of 100 years ago then, thereabouts, bargees walked along here, dragging their boats, having come from Gloucester and going to Hereford in this direction. There's the towpath disappearing up there, and if we do one of these, you get the impression of how straight it is. Very fine section here. Wandering along, you have to wonder how many of the seeds for these hedges were brought by the barges. Attached to your horse 1 minute, down in the ground and growing the next. On railways this would have been called an accommodation crossing, I think, going from that field through to this field. Except there's nothing here to show that there was a bridge or structure. So perhaps they had to swim for it. Now entering a rather pretty tunnel section, with the canal looking almost like a canal there, apart from a slight lack of water. But here we've even got water. Look at that. Puddling clay responsible for that. Been holding water for hundreds of years. Wow. If we look on the left here, we see a stream which heads towards the canal and then pops out on this side, the opposite side of the canal. So this has to be a siphon. Some large coping stones left on the side. There's the blank wall facing the canal, and then down through there is our siphon. I'm not sure if this will come out. See the rain nicely. That's the tube actually under the water. Canal up there. They were very clever engineers, weren't they? Managed to get their streams and brooks one side of the canal to the other. Wonder who thought it out. I reckon that barn's been held up by hope, really. Not in the best of condition. Farm probably had some interaction with the canal in its day. Across the canal here, hopefully without getting wet. And now we've changed sides, and that undoubtedly had a use in canal days. Those lanterns could be original, couldn't they? And just up here's another one. And apparently they were lengthsmen's houses. So a lengthman then was responsible for looking after the canal on his patch. That's the canal right next to the cottage. You could step from your garden straight into it, presumably into your moored up boat. Go to take care of business, cutting down overhanging boughs and checking for any shoring up needed, no doubt. That might very well be an original part, mightn't it? All the windows there so that you can see what's going on the canal. On our map then, we're just there, Lensman's houses, so we continue with the canal and then we're going to come back that route. Still quite pretty out here. As we stroll along, we have the Malvern Hills as a backdrop. A bit hazy today, just about make them out. Then on this part again we play Spot the Canal. It's been infilled. I have to say an awful lot of canals get infilled. I suppose the threat of water to livestock and children, plus the use of valuable land, makes that inevitable. There's got to be a nice picture here somewhere. I'll get good at this one day. And another one. The beauty of this sort of walking canals or railways is you can generally pick up the track because you go dead straight. Oh, straight-ish. Now here's a stream Crosses the line of the canal somewhere, but no sign of a siphon. Canal must be off to the side, I reckon. In there somewhere. That's the line of the canal. Well, there's no actual sign of it, it's been infilled, but we're told look out for damp patches which indicate the line of the canal. Okay? Well, a few clumps of cowslips. That's about all. Another accommodation crossing, except there's nothing here. This is one of the reasons why the canals get infilled as well, I guess. Farmer gets easier access rather than have to go miles to find a bridge. I can't see any sign of a bridge or a structure here. I've never heard of a wooden one. No locks on this stretch. And to fill it in, I guess when they dug it, they wouldn't cart the soil away, they'd probably bank it up and use it as the towpath and what have you. So when you come to fill it in, all you do is push the towpath into the canal, job done. Well, times are evidently very hard out here in the country. This poor farmer can only afford a grass runway for his airplane. Puts a whole new spin on stop, look, listen, doesn't it? Stop, look up and listen, I think. Yep, looks all clear. Keep going. Survive that, we're now back on the trail. Dandelion season. Getting carried away with the airplane theme now. That's what you call a successful weed. Some are still in flower, some are already in seed, spreading their seasons, spreading their risk. Got to be worth another look, isn't it? Look at that. Good Lord. Well, I think we're nearing the end of our bit of canal now, and this probably illustrates as much as anything else the difficulties involved. You just can't find anything. No posts, no belt markers. One piece of grass, much the same as the other. At the end of the field, and I can see through there, not sure if you can, the signs of canal once again. Obviously that's not been infilled then. Oh, that's quite statuesque, quite pretty. There's a photograph there somewhere. Back on the towpath. Canal on your right. Just down in there. Sign of water management again here, look. The brick wall. Tree clinging on. And I think we've got ourselves another siphon. So I get a better shot. View from the other side. There you go. A nice stone built structure. A culvert. I guess that illustrates quite well then the joys and tribulations of canal hunting. It seems like feast and famine. You know, they've got something glorious to look at. Nice culvert, nice canal with water in it, or you've got absolutely nothing. So, nice day out. Gloucester to Hereford Canal, given royal assent in 1791. Construction began in 1793. Completed in 1845, closed by the railway 1881. Life of a canal. As we come to the road, we're now going to find a different route back, looking for points of interest. And we'll head this way. Still with me? Well done. You're lasting well. Past a well-kept farm on our left. Now, I'm not cynical, but I reckon that the large stones there probably came from the canal. Dressed stone. Bit too posh for a farm, don't you think? Even one as pretty as this with its oast house and its loading door. Get the hops up into there. Strange name for a farm. This is us. People here living in the middle of nowhere. A bit too modern for a canal. Though you never can tell. The old limpy Parkinson's leg going well. And now Parkinson's leg playing up a bit. I think we'll be alright. May even make it back. At a junction of several paths is the ruin of a Methodist chapel. Wow. Reckoned to have been built around the 1890s. A Methodist church. So how many people pass through there on their way to kneel in prayer? Belonging to what was known as the primitive Methodists. Never heard of that before. Lovely bit of roofing in it. Windows on just one side. Glorious. Time's gone by. Primitive Methodists. That's the next dwelling on the left. Started life as a Lensman cottage. Changed a bit since then. That was the croft. Now we're heading for Lower House Farm. The canal being just over that rather well tended hedge on the left. There's a dressage ring where they've installed a mirror so you can check on what you look like. Rather lovely facilities. Even the clock's turned the right time. Again, old Lensman's cottage once upon a time. And another Lensman's cottage. In fact, it's not another because we saw that from the other side. Right, good. That's what we want. Just signage. Okay. We're here at this farm that we saw from the canal side. Wow. I keep saying it, but there's a photograph here somewhere. Just a matter of working it out. Once no doubt a thriving working farm. Right, leave that behind. Get on with it. to the orchards. I think that's apple, not pear. What you're not getting is the smell. Gorgeous. It's just a total mass. Another one of these. Perhaps it's electrically operated. God knows what that's doing there. So you get the picture. Nearly back to the road and the car. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for your company. If you did enjoy it, nice if you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you really liked it, you could click share it with somebody else, or even click like. Thank you. I'll catch you on the next one.